Hello everybody. This video is going to deal with the COM daughter board. This board is plugged onto the COM CDH board, and what I'm going to do today is kind of take you through some of the signals that interface on the boards in kind of a general overlook. The COM board essentially has two separate radios on it, and one is the high-speed modem, and this is the low-speed modem. So this video will deal with the transmit portion of the low-speed modem. So let's get started. This is a pretty daunting and complicated schematic, but if you take it step by step and you think about it as we go, I think we'll make some clear inroads. So the first thing we're going to talk about is that to turn the radio on, the low-speed radio, the first thing we need is we need some audio input. And that's on this pin 9 here, and it's marked TXAN. And what this is this is an analog signal. It's if it's got data on it, it's in the form of tones at 1200 or 2200 hertz, representing ones and zeros, or if it's got voice on it, it's voice. And this is a pure analog signal, and it rests at half a supply, about 1.5 volts. All right, so that comes in over here in pin 9 and goes down to the transmitter module. Okay, the other signal controlling the transmit module is the push-to-talk. That's on pin 5. So the two signals we absolutely need to get the radio running is we need a high activated signal to turn the transmitter on, and we need the data going into it. So the push-to-talk signal comes in here on pin 5, which is right here, and it goes a couple of places. So let's take the first thing that it goes to. It actually goes to the radio called the enable pin here. All right, and let's see, I'm going to have to switch out of this. We'll get my mouse back to scroll over. Where's my mouse? Here. And I can actually scroll this over. And okay, and let's get back to my pen mode here. So we have just kind of review. Is we've got the analog data coming in the TXD here, and we got the enable pin. The enable pin's being high. When the enable pin's high, this radio starts putting out RF, and it comes out on this RF out pin to this device here. And this device is a switch. Think of it as a single pole double throw switch. And so let's take the most straightforward to the antenna is that when you have a high on this port, VAB, and a low on this one, and these ports need to be orthogonal, and they are driven from the push-to-talk. So RF proceeds out of the radio from this port to this port and here. And let me switch back and get my mouse control again and move us over. So grab my mouse back again, pencil back again. So that is this line right here coming out of this switch over to the next switch, which bypasses this amplifier. And again, think of this as a single pole, single throw switch. All right, and remember that it's controlled by these control lines, and these must be orthogonal. If one is high, the other must be low. The RF proceeds out of this switch to the final transmit receive relay switch. So moving over here. The energy comes out of here, out of this switch, this way, out of this, and this is again another switch. It's this way, and this is the final transmit receive switch. And energy flows to the antenna port. If you take this route, the output at this point right here is about 300 milliwatts. And that's enough power to close the link. So the two signals we've talked about so far is the transmit enable, the push to talk, and the audio. Let's go get one more control signal. And that control signal turns on the high power amplifier. And that's over here. So pin high power switch, pin 4 right here. That's this guy right here. And we can follow it out. Maybe we can see some of these colors. That's a pretty minor change. What that does is that that comes into this chip here, which is a high side driver. So this comes in as 3 volts here into input 1. It produces an up voltage out on this thing, gate G1, which is now 7 volts. And that 7 volts comes over here to this FET switch. And what that does is that switches power to the high power amplifier, which is this guy here. So remember, the transmit module is here. As the RF starts coming out here, this is a switch. This switch, this port, and this port are connected. That feeds the gate of this transistor. This transistor feeds this switch, which comes out here and comes to the final transmit receive switch. So there's 3 lines. Let's go review the 3 lines that you need to control the low speed transmitter. And those lines are, and I'll switch back into the pencil mode so we can kind of emphasize this. Well, I better move over a little more here. Get back to my mouse. Is that remember we have data coming in here on pin 9. We have to tell the transmitter to key up. Comes in on pin 5. And if this line is high, we now put out a power of about 1 watt. If it's low, we put out about 300 milliwatts. And that is the transmit side of the low-speed modem. So until next time, keep chugging.